Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to do a little video on a modern slipper upgrade for your Losi XX series, either your buggy or your truck, and get a modern slipper on there. That way if you strip out a slipper, want different slipper pads, you can just walk up to your local hobby shop, no problem. So I'll show you how to do this. I did make one mistake. So the first thing I did was I ordered Team Brood Racing's slipper plates, TBR-ALSP TLR 22. You'll notice they are TLR 22 5.0 slipper pads plates. Those plates, you can get anyone's plates. You can get TLRs, Team Broods, whomever. Any 5.0 slipper plate will work. Then what I did was I bought a 78 tooth HDS spur gear, TLR 23 2010, and this is a machine spur gear that fits the top shaft. What I did not do was order the correct slipper pads. So I ordered SHDS slipper pads, and you need HDS slipper pads because the S stands for small. And small HDS slipper pads do not fit on an HDS slipper. So right now, in this video, I have associated octagonal pads that don't work, but it's for reference only in thickness, and I will switch them out as soon as my other slipper pads come in. So what Team Brood does is not only do you get the two slipper plates, but you get a small shim to shim the slipper plate out so it doesn't interfere with your motor plate. I put the shim in there already and I can't get it out. So it's staying in there. But realize if you do the Team Brood, it does come with a small washer that you need to put in there so it doesn't interfere with the motor plate. So Team Brood, machine spur gear, slippers, all the rest of this is stock. Stock nut, stock upper shaft, stopped kind of like pressure plate for your spring. Washer, and then your other washer that then locks into your other kind of, I don't even know what they call this, but it's basically kind of a small thrust on there. So spring goes in. You take your vented slipper plate in this case because vented slipper plates look cool. Bam, we got that in there. Doesn't interfere with our motor plate. We got the correct spacing. Then what I do is I take my slipper pad, and like I said, this is not the correct slipper pad, so please ignore that. But anyway, then we do not have to do anything with the spur gear. It is the exact right size. Like when on the stock one, it has a bearing in there. You don't need that. We'll pull that out, and you can put that away. We then put our other slipper pad on there, and if it was the correct slipper pad, it would fit a lot better. And we put our other vented plate on there, and bam, that assembly's on there like that. Now, everything else is your stock slipper. So, our small, I guess you'd call this a thrust set. Make sure you get this orientated right. The longer goes in there because it goes through the washer, holds that in there. Spring goes on there, perfect. Your final kind of washer, center up that spring. Now, the one thing it does do is it does push this assembly out so you don't have a ton of thread on this. But we lock these spur gears down, and bam, there's your conversion. You are now on a modern slipper. You tighten up this nut, and obviously we'll set this slipper when we're at the track and we have the correct slipper pads. For now, I'm just tightening it up so it looks cool. So yeah, flush there. That's good enough for now. So this is how you do a modern slipper setup on your Losi 22X, and or your double X buggies. Double X and above will all take this conversion. So your double X, your triple X, your Losi 22 first gen, all of them. We'll take the Team Brood slipper plates. Like I said, my mistake was I didn't get the correct slipper pads, HDS slipper pads, not the SHDS slipper pads. Running the HDS spur gear because it has the correct center hole for that as well to fit on our shaft. And this is the same conversion we're going to do to our double XT, but I don't need to show that on camera because it's the exact same. So once I get the correct slipper pads in there, we'll be fine. But then this allows you to have a variance in spur gears. So long as your hobby shop carries the TLR HDS spur gears. We're on a 78, so we are kind of gearing this thing up a little bit. I think the stock we had on there was 84. Dropped it down to 78, and there's still a little bit more room and more adjustment. Probably could get a 75 on there, maybe a 69, but we'll use this. So we're using a 78/27 with our 21.5 on there, and that's what we'll be using on our double XT. I think that we're at 78, I think a 25 or 26 pinion on that as well with a 13.5 motor. So we will do that conversion on that as well. But like I said, I did make one small mistake. Did not realize that the slipper pads were not correct and had to reorder them today. So reordered some HDS slipper pads. Those should be in next week, but we're not racing this so anytime soon right now. So we will wait for those to come in and just switch out the slipper pads. But this is a way, like I said, to update your Losi to the current slipper and pads that Losi offers, along with their machine spur gear. And, they don't sell an Octalock V2 slipper set like Associated does for their RC10s and all their retro cars. Works on the B3, B2, etc. You have to piece this together. But you don't have to buy that many pieces. So that's the great thing. You buy a plate set. And like I said, I use Team Brood. You can use the TLR plates. As long as they're for a 22 5.0 slipper plate, they will work. Then you buy your HDS spur gear. 48 pitch, buy whatever tooth count you want. 78, 72, 81, 105, whatever. And then get the correct slipper pads, which I did not do. So HDS slipper pads, not SHDS slipper pads. And you'll be set to go because everything else is just reused from the original slipper set. And that will get you up and running. So hope this video was instructive. We got a lot of parts in if you saw our post and a lot more stuff to go. So we are going to work on that and get that taken care of hopefully here over the weekend. So we'll get a lot more videos done and a lot more information out there, but this will update the Losis and get them going, and we will move on to another project. So again, like, comment, subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next one.